Right, another one. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's get straight into the video. So the question is, if cos 48 is equal to P, then what are these in terms of P? Okay, so our answer is going to have P in it. The first thing that we're going to do is to draw a diagram. Okay, so let's do this. We know this is over 1. So we're going to use this information, in fact, this whole ratio here, to draw a triangle for ourselves. Okay, so let's go and draw a triangle here. And in our triangle, we will have our 48 degrees. So let's put our 48 here. And we know from SOHCAHTOA that cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the P is going to be our adjacent, and the 1 is going to be our hypotenuse. Okay, so adjacent is around the same point. So the 48 is here. Adjacent is going to be this one, so P needs to go there. Hypotenuse is opposite the 90, so the 1 goes there. And then you find the third side using Pythagoras. Okay, so we'll say square root of this 1 squared. 1 squared is still 1, minus, because we are finding one of the shorter sides, the side over here, P squared. Okay, so we used the ratio that was given to us here. We made this P over 1, and then we know because of cos, this is the adjacent over hypotenuse. We use that information to make our own triangle. Great. Now let's get into what the question is. So before you even look at what the question is, go make a triangle for yourselves. Here we see cos of 96. Right, 96 initially. Try and see relationships between this value here, the 48, and the values over here. So our 96. Easy enough. 48 times 2 is 96. So what we can do, let's say we have cos of our 96. We can replace 96 with 2 times 48. So what I'm saying is this is the same as cos 2 times 48. And that's still your 96, right? And then what you should be able to identify is this is your double angle, right? So then we'll say, for course, you have a couple of options. Let's go with 2 cos squared x minus 1. Okay, you do have 3 options. I chose this one because we already have cos, because cos was given to us in the question. Although you could choose any of them since you have your triangle. So 2 is still 2. I need to put cos in there, and then it's going to get squared minus 1. We know that cos of, not x, let's go change it. It wasn't x. In fact, it is our 48. Let's just fix that. Great, that's a 48 now. We know that cos of 48 was our P, right? It was the P. So there we've done A, we have it in terms of P. In fact, I guess we didn't need our triangle there for this one because we chose that ratio. If you maybe chose the one with the sign, you would have probably needed your triangle. Okay, let's look at the other one. 76. I'm assuming that it shouldn't be 76. Right, I think maybe it must be 78. I'm just guessing. I think I got the question wrong, so let's change it to 78. I think that's what it is. So generally what they're going to do, they're always going to do the same kind of thing. You're either going to have to use your double angle, which we did in the first one, or you're going to have to use a compound angle. So our compound angles, and that's why I think it must be 78, our compound angles is probably like 30 or 45 plus or minus one of those, right? So 78 is the same as 30 plus 48. So that's why I'm assuming that it should have been that. Maybe I just wrote the question down wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to say cos, and instead of 78, we're going to replace it with 30 plus 48 because that's the same thing, right? Okay, that's still equal to 78 cos. 30 plus 48. Okay, and then again, so here for this one, we're going to use our compound angles. Now we should know cos. If I have it right, cos is cos, sine, right? Where the sign changes. So cos is going to be cos. So cos of 30 and cos of 48. If this is positive, then I'm going to have negative sine 30 and sine, I'm running out of space here, 48. Okay. Right, so now with the 30s, we are happy because we know we have those special triangles. Let's just put it somewhere for us quickly. Let me draw it here at the bottom. So we know from our special triangles, this is going to be 60. This is going to be 30. Right, in case I forgot, this came from an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, all of these sides were 2. And then we cut it in half. Equilateral, so all of them were 2. All of these angles were 60. It got cut in half, right? Let's take some of these things away. Once it was cut in half, then this is no longer 2. This length is 1. And this over here, let's get rid of it. You're going to need Pythagoras to find this one. So it's 2 squared minus 1 is going to be 3. Okay, thus you should know off by heart. But if you didn't, that's how we find it. Equilateral triangle, cutting off. Okay, so we're going to use this along with socket toe. Let's put it over here for us as well. And we have sine. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So 30, opposite hypotenuse. So sine of 30 is going to be a half. Cos of 30 is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's square root 3 over 2. Okay. So cos of 30, square root 3 over 2. Cos of 48 we had from the question. So that's going to be P minus sine of 30 we found from our triangle to be a half, and sine of 48, okay, we're going to need to go look back at our triangle that we made. So here's 48. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so it's going to be square root 1 minus p squared over 1. Square root 1 minus p squared over 1. Over 1 is not necessary there. Okay, so both of these are over 2, so they are like, not like, they have the same denominator, so we can add them. So let's just add one more step here, and this will be square root of 3p minus square root of 1 minus p squared, all divided by 2, and that is our question. Okay.